everybody, and welcome to today's video where we are going to review the channels that I am subscribed to on YouTube. I have not seen if anybody else has done this, so I'm sorry, and I also don't want to try to take credit for being the first one to do this. I'm sure it's been done. But anyway, let's get into the video and review our first channel. So today's first channel is going to be Abby Cox. She likes to make the different styles of clothing, especially historical clothing. I think she's actually, that's like what she does for a living, is she knows history, specifically in clothing, which honestly is pretty cool to me. I like doing all kinds of things with history. That was always one of my favorite subjects in high school. So our video today is going to be I made a couture Edwardian skirt on a tight deadline because I'm a bit of an idiot / sewing vlog. You're not an idiot. We've all done it. I myself am a sewer, so I have done a few things where probably should have given myself some more time and I didn't, but it's okay. So let's get started.
Have you ever had a stupid idea? Like a really stupid, over-the-top idea that you just keep making more difficult to complete?
Yes, Abby, I have. I have definitely done some of those ideas. In fact, one of those ideas is currently sitting right over here in my closet in my office. So I feel you, girl.
For yourself? Or is that just me? You see, I've been struck by this intense desire to have the most over-the-top Edwardian black net and silk gauze over silk satin ensemble for an event that I'm attending at the end of September. You know, barring anything Delta-y ruining these plans. And these net over silk ensembles were incredibly popular at the turn of the century. And because I'm Nicole's neighbor, Libra rising, Libra moon, and just generally extra AF, I decided that I must have one in my wardrobe.
I too at some point will probably decide that I need one of these in my wardrobe as well. I actually do have a pattern. I have a pattern somewhere for one of these. Hang on. Here, Abby. To show you that I like to sew. Here you go. Alright, let's see if we can find this puppy. That one's kind of close. But that's not the one I was thinking of. Aha, there we go. That's kind of, this is, what she has is more of an evening gown. So, probably, yeah, I'm not gonna have that. Anyway, so, I have both of these, and that's about the closest thing I have to the Edwardian period. I think it has the top, the skirt, and the jacket, and it looks to me like this one's pretty similar to what Abby is making. I think this one was supposed to be more of a steampunk, so I wouldn't do it. But yeah, I think this one's gonna be the closest that I have to what she's planning on making. And you can always kind of fix things to where they conform to what you want. That's the nice thing about sewing. But yeah, now that we're off that tangent.
So I'm making one, which includes a stupid tight deadline and a lot of hand sewing, because I'm a masochist. Today, we're focusing on building the skirt, which is actually where a lot of the emphasis of these net and silk ensembles go, thank God. For the pattern, I'm using the circa 1904 edition of Margaret Blair's Sewing and Garment Drafting book, which has great instructions as well as a proportion table on how to draft a 7-gore flared skirt, which is actually exactly what I wanted for this look. The underskirt is a single layer of silk to dust satin that I had originally ordered for a completely different project. The color is banana, but it is definitely not banana yellow, but more of like champagne color. The construction is pretty straightforward. Sew up the side seams, draft a pocket, make a placket, etc. If you'd like to know more about the base skirt constructions, you can check out this video here, and if I remember correctly, I'll put more links down in the description below. The main difference between this skirt and my circa 1897 skirt is that it's not lined, and there are no tarlantans, interfacing, or anything like that for this skirt. Edwardians liked their skirts soft and swishy versus being able to stand out and add attention. I also did a proper butt pocket for this skirt since I'm going to have the net overlay, and there was no way in sweet hell I was going to try and line up a pocket slit in the netting. So a center back pocket was the winner. I would try
So on that note of the pockets, I can tell you that literally of the 3 major outfits that I have managed to make so far, not a single one has pockets. And generally, number 1, that's because I forget to put my pockets in. But number 2, pockets can sometimes be a little bit awkward. I think the way that Abby is getting ready to make hers is actually pretty much the same as how my mom and I have always added pockets to things. But I think she's saying that she's putting her pocket in the back of the dress. Let's see. Did she say in the back of the dress?
Proper butt pocket for this skirt since I'm...
So yeah, she says butt pocket. So this pocket I think goes in the very back of a skirt. And generally, I wouldn't like that personally just because I'm so used to modern day sticking my hands down in my pockets. But all the more to it, whatever, suits her. But otherwise, overall, this pattern looks a lot like pretty much the way my mom taught me to put a pocket into a skirt. So I like that. And I really like that she's making like her own pattern according to her size, because if you look at what I showed, this is a McCall's costume pattern, and they have specific sizes that these go for. So she's already starting off really well by just doing her own pattern, but I can also say that that's extremely difficult. I actually have a couple of patterns that I need to tweak a little bit. And so props to you, Abby, for sitting here making your own patterns, even though you're going off of a book. Props to you, girl, because there is absolutely no way on a time crunch that I could have done that. That just, that would not happen.
Going to have the net overlay, and there was no way in sweet hell I was going to try and line up a pocket slit in the netting. So a center back pocket was the winner. I would try and explain to you how I did it in my process, but honestly this was almost a month ago. I'm tired, and I was actually just fumbling around figuring it out for myself during this entire process. But I can say that you will do the French seams inside out and not get the facings right, and you know what? That's okay. Just so long as you can reach back there and have a place for your phone and keys, that's really all that matters, right? Right. Oh, and putting the placket in place on the pocket before attaching it to the skirt really helps make things more clear and prevents absolute and total confusion. Alright, after suffering through that hem that took forever, that was not fun. It was a 12-hour trip back to Reno from Portland. I did actually end up working on this skirt after the road trip, but after it was 12 hours and I was exhausted, I did not film any of that, and I am actually kind of sorry I didn't, because I realize now editing the video, I didn't get a lot of footage of me doing the very delicate fiddly work of mitering the corners of the lace and things like that. Overall,
So one thing I really like is up here towards the top, she used a netting that also has like the little tiny dots in it. But then if you go back and you look, once you get past the layers of lace that she added and the sequins, when it comes to the bottom, she changed the type of netting that she used to where it was actually just plain smaller netting. I think all of that together actually looks really, really good. So that'll be kind of an idea that I use for mine later on.
I am extremely happy with the skirt. I think it's beautiful. I'm really proud of my corners and how everything is symmetrical. The way the material hangs and it flows with the satin skirt, it just has a very real feel to it, which is always something that I like to go for when it comes to my reconstruction work. What's next for this outfit is obviously the bodice. That's what I'm working on this week and next week. So if you want to see more Hawaii Couture bodices,
so I do want to see more. So actually they have that one right here, and we'll watch it.
The grand reveal will happen in October. All in all,
Girl.
I'm actually really pleased with how this whole look has come together, and I'm really proud of the work that I've done for this piece. Pushing myself to take that extra time for trim, investing in the materials, and following my original bodices for construction guidance has taught me so much about Edwardian gown construction, and also just about my own abilities. It's really easy to fall into a cycle of thought that questions your ability to create beautiful things.
Okay, so we're gonna pause it right there. So the bodice that she did, I absolutely love how she did it. The straps for the shoulder straps, I love how she did the front. The bows look absolutely amazing on this. The only thing I think I would do different, and this is just for me, is when she did her sleeves. To me, the rest of the dress really has a lot, and the sleeves look a little lacking for me. I mean, they're absolutely gorgeous. I just feel like if I were to do this, and if I'm going to go that far out for the rest of the dress, then I think on the sleeves I would have done something similar to the lace that she put towards the bottom of the dress. Maybe even like just a single line of lace around it. But I also know at the same time she was probably pretty tired of working on this dress. So I don't blame her, because actually the dress I keep talking about that I just got done, I have a few things I'd like to eventually fix on it, and then I would like to add a few other things to it. So, but that's just my opinion overall. I think she did an absolutely gorgeous job. And honestly, the black doesn't make the champagne look as champagne. It honestly makes it look like the olive green that I was thinking of. So I think for her overall, for her complexion, her build, hair color, everything, I think it's absolutely gorgeous on her. I see she's got pearls in it. I probably would have done maybe try to get some gray or black pearls, even if they're a little bit kind of fake. I probably would have maybe styled the accessories a little bit different, but it's just absolutely gorgeous. I think it's great.
And seeing this finished gown has really helped boost my own confidence in myself.
So here's the overall photo of what she's got going on. Again, I think especially on the sleeves, I think there could have been a little bit more done. And even if, because I think towards her elbow, the sleeve actually kind of comes down a little bit. So if the sleeve does that towards your elbow, that already sets you up for how you did the skirt. So, and the skirt and actually the belt for the bodice. So I personally, again, just me, I would have tried to put that V on the sleeves and in the, like the thinner black lace that she has. I probably would have done something a little bit more to that. The only other thing I think is around the top of the skirt, try to ruffle that or pleat it. And not pleating the silk fabric. I would pleat the gauze. Is that what she's calling it? Okay, so the gauze. So I would have tried to pleat the gauze a little bit towards the top. That way as it flows towards the bottom, because the bottom it does look like there's a little bit of that pleating, or at least it kind of gathers. So because she gathered the top on the bodice, and it's gathered all the way around, I would have probably tried to gather the top of the gauze on the skirt, just so that way you're kind of extending that, and then it can kind of flow out into the rest of it where like there's not as much. But other than that, I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I think she really did a really great job. That is the amount she spent on making it. That we can do in a whole nother video some other time, but yes, very expensive to make these dresses. I know mine myself was absolutely expensive. So other than that, let's go back to her YouTube. So she likes fashion history and everything. She does have a Patreon. She has some other links on here. She posts pretty regularly too, and a lot of her stuff is mainly historical. She has a couple in here, like this bag being worth $12,000. Is it luxury or whatever? I mainly watch her for all of the historical clothing and stuff that she's done. She's done a lot. But yeah, I think she's pretty amazing, and that is why I follow her channel. And go follow her. At least give her a like or something on her channel. Like, subscribe if you like that sort of thing.